All right, so here we've got our new rear view mirror. This was a $25 rear view mirror clip-on mirror. You can see it's got little clip-ons, so I have to secure the rest. I tore apart the whole mirror behind it. It's just mainly a hinge of where the original mirror was that got cracked. So this has got backup camera, and it was $25 for a mirror plus backup camera on eBay. It's a super great deal, and it works. And you can see I did all the wiring. I labeled some of the wires here. But all this is going to have to be like secured inside the ceiling somehow. You can see some parts of the ceiling are coming down a little bit, so I have to reattach this, maybe sew it, like suture this back together. And then ultimately I'm going to super glue the entire ceiling and put fiberglass up. And then to attach the faux leather headliner, I'm going to use contact cement instead of adhesive headliner spray by 3M, because contact adhesive is much more reliable, and the 3M headliner spray I've heard a lot of bad reviews on, and the Super 77 by 3M also did not work well. These sprays tend to not hold up when the vehicle gets very hot, and so it starts to just come crumpling down, and so I don't trust them anymore. You can see that everything's getting more and more smooth. Pass after pass, I'm building out. You can see I made a nice sharp edge here. It's looking cleaner. That's a little bulge that came out later right there. The foam, if it doesn't cure well and you sand it down, it tends to like grow out again. So I'm gonna need to sand that down again and hopefully it doesn't grow out again. Uncured foam will do that. But it's looking pretty good. I really like how this whole thing looks. That's coming down a little dip right there. I might want to sand that a little bit to make this more of a straight line, but this taper and everything looks really good to me. And this just needs like another couple passes, but this is all going to be under a headliner with foam, so it doesn't have to be that perfect in these corners and stuff. It just has to be ballpark. And you can see that this is where the main fire was here, and it's looking pretty good. You can see I've shaped it out pretty well, and you know, some little spots that I might have nicked off during sanding. I might need to refill these in subsequent passes, but it's pass after pass. You keep making little improvements until it looks perfect. And I still got it. We're gonna use headliner on this too to resecure, or to make this all look nice. Because the headliner has foam and then faux leather. So just wrapping that and sewing it perfectly onto this will look good. And I don't know if I've worked on the steering wheel at all since you guys last checked, but everything's just going one little pass at a time, little improvements here and there, and little by little it looks better and better. And I'll show you guys the backup camera. So that's here. I got it mounted here. That's what it looked like with the kit. And I sent the wire for it through here, and I just taped off the entryway. So I just got it bolted right into the frame that came with the dealership frame. And so yeah. And as far as the inside, you can see I managed to get it to go inside this rubber, and then I strapped it onto the side of the rubber, and then I sent it back into the rubber here and through. I couldn't get it all the way through the whole thing. I would have had to cut this whole thing longitudinally. I didn't want to cut the whole thing. This is good enough to me. And then you can see some of the joints I made, kind of ghetto looking, but I think it looks fine enough. And then you can see the routing. I just made a new routing all the way to the front. And this all needs to be painted because that's as clean as it gets. With the soot that got on there, it just really got into the paint, and I can't get it off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint all this stuff white. And it should only take a mist coat, because that's only like off-white. It's not like totally black. It's just, I think a mist coat will make this look like way, way better and fine. It doesn't have to look that nice. It's the inside of a workman. You can see from this angle, you see kind of the wires and hanging down. We gotta put that all underneath the foam and stuff along the side and get it all taut and everything and hidden away before we put the headliner on. But everything's looking pretty good. I got my mechanic chair that I made back here. I'll be using that for various stuff when I'm near the ground working. All right, so that's the update on the van. It's still coming along. Oh yeah, you can see some foam I did along the base of this thing. There's a big gap there that I fixed. More fire damage. All right. Oh yeah, and one more thing. In order to actually run the wiring in this door and into here, I had to take off this whole panel. That just required like one screw here, and then this whole thing, this little part popped off, and then there's like 2 screws in here, and then this whole thing snaps off. This whole thing. And then once this is off, you literally grab this and rip the whole thing off. You just pull it off, and it's just got like little spring activated clips right here, 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 and here. And those just pop right off. There's no need to unscrew anything or unlatch anything manually. You just literally just pull it off firmly, just follow it all along, and it just comes all off. There's no screws or anything besides what I just named in this area up here. And once this is all exposed, then you can run your wiring through and connect it up to the wiring for the reverse camera.